one that kind of came out of the news since now a while, but was actually a major problem a couple of years ago, and it is staking as a service. So the
Mhm.
SEC declared, or I can't remember exactly the way it happened, but basically they hinted at the fact that staking as a service would be a security, like holding security, and you would be
Correct.
not an intermediary. And basically, it completely stopped that activity everywhere.
Mhm.
Like a lot of issues happened. Like I remember at the time we were helping Divi Labs, and they lost a partner to create some service, some product that they wanted to release, and unfortunately, they weren't able to release that product. And so now they're saying that they're clarifying that it is not a security,
Correct.
and people
Correct.
like companies or service providers that would be providing this service wouldn't be criminal, like wouldn't be liable for criminal activity.
And it's
So that's
and
really
it's
great.
broad. It's broad, actually.
Yes.
It does to protect the entire industry, right? Since we're talking about Divi is a validator, but Divi is also kind of a miner, a virtualized miner. Divi is staking, self-custody, right? Staking as a service is usually a custodial situation. It's all about voluntary participation. You're either a miner, you're a validator, or you're using staking as a service. Agreeing with you 100%. The whole scope is outside of what anybody could do, or anybody should do to any service like that, attacking them in some way, especially the SEC. So that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I'm again, my general position is I'm against laws, but if you're going to have them, I'm wondering why the custodial staking isn't regulated in some way. Like, to me,
So
you're holding somebody's property, and I know it's kind of like between you and them, like that whole stake count thing, right? Like, if they lose them somehow.
Well,
The
because
nice thing
some
about
staking as a service isn't custodial. Some staking as a
right, like
service.
ours, yeah, like
Well,
Divi Vault,
ours is
right?
still ours is. You're right. There is a service related aspect to it, but
Yeah.
custody is always with the coin owner. There are some services where you temporarily, there's a word for it, and I don't remember it, but you temporarily lose access to your coins. Some of that would be like in Tezos, right? Who won a court case, at least two people who were staking, being bakers in their service, but you lose access to those coins for a term they would use that's similar to like an epoch or something like that.
Oh, I mean, like a lockup period?
Like a lockup period. And
Yeah.
so some of the chains and services that do that still wouldn't be in this. But I agree with you when you say staking as a service, where I have a pool and I use your coins and I'm taking the payment from the blockchain and then I'm giving a piece to everybody else. I know there's services that do that, and that to me falls under Howie. It's no different to me than me
So
managing
I
your
think
orange
you're
vineyard.
so the
I
fact
don't.
that the person is custodian is not addressed in
Correct.
that statement, right?
Oh, you
Like
think that's a
Correct.
separate set of rules
yeah,
that
I think
deal with
so.
custodianship?
exactly. It
Okay.
doesn't say that they will be unregulated, right?
Correct.
It just says that proof of work, mining, validators, miners, and proof of stake are not
Yeah.
within the scope of the federal
Correct.
securities laws. It doesn't mean
Correct.
that it will be unregulated, but it's not part of the SEC.
That's interesting.
Correct.
I
That's
mean, it
true.
doesn't really
That's
matter, right? Because
yeah.
they can regulate it all they want. People are still going to use the cheaper one, and it's going to be just as easy to get a, I don't know, like a Ugandan staking company as it is an American one. It'll be easier, in fact, if they regulate the American ones.
Yeah, but
So
if it matures, right, you will have a higher risk there. Like it is, I think it does provide some kind of guarantee for people who want to have the guarantee that they're using like a proper service. But obviously, reputation, I think, is the most important.
I'd say there is a guarantee if we start seeing FDIC insurance on stakers or something like that. But if if a staking fails or loses coins or whatever, not by theft, by accident,
Yeah.
or whatever, or hack or whatever, I'm not really sure you get much more confidence. You shouldn't.
Sure,
Yeah,
but
well, there are
see,
companies who do
Yeah.
ensure that kind of stuff.
like that would be on the, I think that's on the user's responsibility, right? Like if you're
Right.
using a service where you will put your coins there, probably now you want to see one that is actually insured.